Hey guys, I want to talk today in the next few weeks about some of the myths we believe about life. Let's talk about how what doesn't kill us can make us stronger, but could also hurt a whole lot. Hey guys, welcome back to Schneider Time. There's a few things I've been thinking about, and there's a few lessons I've been going over in my own life, past few weeks, months, year, whatever. And one thing that comes back to me every now and then is that we learn by going through difficulties. You learn to ride a bike by falling down. You learn to walk by falling down. And you learn to live life by falling down. And to that end, there's this expression I'm sure you've heard before. I'm sure I've heard it a million times in my life. I've said it probably a million times in my life. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Is that true? When I was second grade, so 8 or 9 maybe, I was running through the hallways of my church in the basement. It's a very narrow hallway, and all the doors opened up into the hallway, and I was looking behind myself while running, and this is why I don't run anymore, and that's the only reason why I don't run. And I looked back while I was running, and in so doing, did not realize a door had opened about 10 feet from me. When I turned back around to look, I turned around to look exactly as soon as I hit the door. I was like, woo, boom, door. And I have a scar right here on my head from where I hit that door. And I landed funny and on my knees and had to get crutches for a few weeks. Ultimately, no real damage, no permanent damage, at least none that I could tell then, to my knees, and just this scar from the stitches, right here on my forehead. And I learned a lesson: don't run in the hallways. I learned a lesson, but I don't know if that hardship made me stronger, per se. Wiser, yes. I think sometimes we've confused wisdom and perhaps some humility with just overall strength, as if going through tough things makes us stronger and more impervious to pain. And I just don't think it's true. I think sometimes being hurt in one area can make it easier to be hurt in another area. Or if you're repeatedly hurt in the same way or by the same person, that pain is just magnified. It just hurts more. Going through hardships can make you stronger. You can learn endurance. And you can say, you know what? I've been through this thing before, and so this thing won't. If I can survive this, I can survive this. Last year, I taught in my dual credit class for the first time, and I sent an email to all the seniors this year who went through last year's dual credit class, and I said, if you can survive that, you can survive anything in senior year. And I meant that jokingly, but also that class last year was very difficult, and so I want them to realize, oh, okay, I survived that really difficult history class. I can survive my moderately difficult English class or science class or whatever. That class last year was crazy hard. I can deal with whatever this year has in store for me. And I think that's true. I think it's important to take those moments in life and say, oh, I survived that thing. I can survive this thing. And I think that's a balanced way to look at it. But I also think it's important to examine the myth of what doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I think it's not always true. I think it can make us stronger, but I think sometimes when we use that kind of thinking, we don't examine or interrogate the internal problems that can come up from hardships. There are some difficulties in life that are out of our control. Some are caused by our own mistakes. And some are just a natural consequence of life. Like falling down when you learn to walk, that's just going to happen. Struggling in school sometimes is going to happen. Struggling at your job is going to happen. Struggling in a relationship is going to happen. Those are growing pains. Those are learning pains. But sometimes there's hardships that shouldn't happen. That just because we made a mistake and so we have consequences, or somebody else makes a choice and we face consequences, and that's not always fair. that's not always right. That's not always part of the plan. And those sometimes can cause pain that if we're not honest with ourselves, if we're not honest with like a third party, like a counselor or a therapist or somebody we trust to hear our pain and to offer us wisdom and insight and comfort and sometimes a challenge to move past something, if we're not honest about those things, we can allow that pain to go on and on and on and never properly deal with it. Never properly heal and move past it. Not that that pain will never bother us again, but if we're not careful, we won't deal with it in a healthy way to where we can gain some level of closure and some level of recovery beyond that moment in our lives. So I offer that today just to say that, yep, you know what? Sometimes hardships will come and we will survive and we will come out stronger or perhaps more aware of our overall strengths. But hey, I can survive this, I survived that. But sometimes we'll face hardships and you need to be honest that hardship maybe knocked the wind out of us, and we might need time to pause, reflect, and recover. Whether the hardship was due to our actions or somebody else's, we might need to take inventory of ourselves and figure out, what did I do that caused that? Or what did that person do that caused this? And how can I set up better boundaries in my relationships with that person in the future so I can protect myself from their poor choices? That's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great day, guys. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.